Lyrics of Dust. Talking maturity and virtue signaling. Of course, sports teams. Of course, also inspired by Shafe's t shirt. These some quite old, but don't worry, they're almost worthless. Baseball cards. Lyrics. I think personally, when I'm listening to you in the back of my head, I just keep thinking about social media. And I think this turn in maturity, uh, timing wise, seems like it was around the time social media is exploding, and the virtue signaling also directly tied to social media, and it's not necessarily relegated to our standing in the community anymore, and what the neighbor and the preacher and the dentist and grocer think about us. That's small now. That's small community stuff. Uh, at this point in time, the virtue signaling can be completely fake and just as valid as the next. Watch out. Pumpsy green in your face. Pumpsy. I don't get too crazy about sports teams. Certainly, I think we're all susceptible to the hierarchy problems, getting caught up in that type of shit. Um, Usually more individualized sports, like MMA or whatever, one on one. That makes more sense to me. Even then, we do have to realize that we're often very. Look at that broken nose on this gentleman. Good God. We do have to realize that we're susceptible to what's going on. Uh, Also, the fact that with these new stimuli, and say, maybe there's 100 new factors or 50 from social media, that these stimuli were previously not a problem, they were not a solution to what we went through, and these things are incredibly short term, these little bursts, and we've gotten shorter and shorter, even from the original iterations of social media, to how tiny and short and snippety everything is, and this worthless little garbage is not allowing us to make these normal long-term real memories that we used to have. And it's as if you're living in some sort of depressing blur unless you check out and you focus on real things, real problem. And the modern millennial zoomer thing to say is touch grass, bro. Realistically, that comes from a place of not, hey, turn your phone off for a half an hour. It's tuning out of the scrolling part of it, tuning out of having your autonomy, ego, or anything affected by whoever gives a fuck about what you say on the other side, which is, these are challenges. But with the short burst social media, whether the Instagram Reels, the TikTok, the YouTube Shorts, no offense to any of our powers as a human, we're really getting fucked up right now. And I think we need to realize that we are now accustomed to making these short-term memories unless you've already started to tune out. And all those little 10-second jokes or 30-second little politics clips, or it's garbage that's rotting the brain of someone like the Mayan gal I made an example of earlier, and even mine. I think I have pretty good discernment, pretty independent thinker, and I'm aware that I'm subject to all these problems. I still exemplify the bullshit because it's really hard to completely check out, I think. Even when what do you really do about it? Because it's, 11 a.m. or whenever your little normal schedule is, it's this time of day, and I usually do this, and I just have my phone, or I'm waiting in line somewhere. And it's not just the the hippie-ish notion of being present. It's being in control of our focus, of what goes in our mind. So I'm going to work on that personally. This is a response to you, lyrics, but certainly should be used as a note to myself. Have a good day to all.